Alright, I'm just about ready to start making some dinner. I'm going to make, and I've been thinking all day about this, what I could make that would be both filling and interesting. Because I had pancakes this morning, which was fine. Then I skipped lunch because I'm trying to catch up on videos. And I ran out to CVS and got some more gum. And I've been trying to think all day what I can make that would be interesting and tasty. And I finally figured it out. I am going to make some macaroni and cheese with hot dogs. Now, what makes this interesting is I don't have a box of macaroni and cheese, but I do have 3 hot dogs. So I do not have a box of macaroni and cheese, but what I have is some leftover pasta from some Hamburger Helper. So these are macaroni noodles left over from some Hamburger Helper that I made a bit back. It was a huge box, so I decided to split it in half. And really what that amounted to was I split the macaronis in half. So this is what I'm going to use to make the macaroni and cheese part of it. Oh, here's the deal. I don't have any cheddar cheese. All I have is American cheese. But still, I think I can make a pretty decent dish tonight out of hot dogs, macaroni out of a Hamburger Helper kit, and some slices of American cheese. So, folks, I'm going to let these hot dogs cook, and I'll be back. All right, I am going to do a little bit with these hot dogs. They've been cooking for just about a minute. It's a really nice day out. They said it was going to rain around 3 o'clock, and it is, well, I don't know. I'm wearing my awful watch, so, 3:16. So it is 3:16, and the sun has actually come out again. It was a little cloudy for a minute, but that went away. Now it's sunny again. So onward to making this hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. Alright, so let's see where we're at with these hot dogs. They look pretty good, so let me slice these up, add some more water, and add that macaroni. I'm editing another video. This happens to be the video where my camera took a nosedive off the table, my lower table, and it destroyed the. What the hell? The power's going out. Well, that's not good. It doesn't affect the stove, but it's sure as heck gonna affect everything else. Alright, let me pause the recording because I gotta deal with this power outage. Alright, so there is 100% no power. I'm not the only one that doesn't have any power. When I called the electric company, they did not answer. So I'm guessing it's probably town-wide. Now the problem with this is that if I open the fridge to finish this food, if it's not on within, a couple hours after I open the door to the fridge, I could lose everything in the fridge. So I don't know what to do, but I guess I'm just going to go ahead and continue to cook this and hope the power comes back on before I actually need to add the milk and butter and stuff like that. Other than that, I really don't know what to do. A fridge unopened will last about 24 hours. So that would be tomorrow at about 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. A freezer will last about that long too. I don't plan on opening the freezer. I don't need anything from the freezer. But Could very well lose everything in the fridge. What is going on here? I guess it's fine. So I'm just going to keep cooking and hope the power comes back on before I need to get in the fridge. I'm going to put bottled water in here because I don't know if the water company has also lost power. I had to save everything I was working on my desktop and shut it down. Good thing I bought bottled water yesterday. I was working on YouTube videos, and I was almost done too, or almost caught up. My gosh, there's no such thing as being done. All right, but everything's reasonably charged. Phone's at about 80%. So laptop's charged. So I'll just, and there's nothing wrong with this hot dog. It's just got a hole in it. So, all right, I guess I'll put some salt in there, and I don't know what to do. There's not much I can do if I don't have any electricity. Put some salt in there. Yeah, they're not answering. So, I tell you folks, Xfinity has just notified me that there is a power outage in my area. I cannot get a hold of the electric company, but the cable company knows that there's a power outage. Let's see if they know when it'll be fixed. 6:30. So the cable company tells me that my power should be restored by 6:30 tonight. It is almost 4 o'clock, so 2.5 hours. So I should be able to finish this food and open the fridge and get the rest of the stuff I need and not blow the whole fridge. Not that there's a lot in there anyway, but there is a half gallon of milk in there. I would prefer not to go rotten. So I'll just stir this and I'll wait for this to cook. It's going to take a few minutes for that to cook, so I'll be back. So yeah, I have no idea what caused the power outage. It is still out. Thankfully, I have a gas stove, so fire's still on, folks. Probably the only reason to have a gas stove is because it'll still work in power outages. But then, so does your grill out back. I bought a bunch of puck lights the other day, some rechargeable ones, and I'm sure when I do the video, people will be like, why do you need so many puck lights? Well, this is why, folks. The power out where I live is just highly unstable. There is nothing going on. It is a beautiful day outside. In fact, let me show you what kind of beautiful day it is outside. Let's go outside. It's beautiful. The sun is shining. It's a little bit windy, but it is a beautiful day. It's beautiful. A little windy. That's it. So obviously a gnat farted in the wrong direction again. Anyway, I've got my door open. I love that screen door. Probably one of the best things I ever bought was that screen door. And I've been doing laundry. My laundry drains out right there. So anyway, so still waiting on the power. I have no idea what to do with myself. I was in the middle of trying to wrap up all these videos that I've filmed and not edited. I was really making some good headway. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. I gotta cook this pasta anyway. So, alright, I'll be back in a bit. Hopefully the power will come back on. Alright, I seriously have no idea what to do with myself now that the power is out. But this is done, so I'm going to drain it and put it in a bowl and start on the rest of the meal. I don't know what else to do. This is Never happened before. At least not to me. Usually I'm not cooking food when the power's out. Either I'm thinking about cooking food or I just finished cooking food. That's kind of usually how I luck out as far as that goes. They've never caught me really in the middle of making something to eat like they did today. But this is done. I mean, I can't cook it anymore. It is done. I guess I'm glad I didn't throw these hot dogs in the toaster oven like I was initially going to do. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Because this is tricky. I don't really want to open this fridge. But I've got to get the rest of my food out. So we're just barely going to crack it. Got the milk. And the butter. And the flour. That's it. Okay. That's it, folks. That's all I need to fit. Oh, shoot. I forgot the cheese. Doggone it. Well, they got to get the cheese out. And then the only thing left in there is a thing of milk, some more cheese, and some more butter. There are no eggs in there because they didn't have any eggs. So, not much is going to go bad, but it would make life difficult for me if what was in there did go bad. Hopefully, everything will be fine and it'll be good to go by 6 o'clock. It's not terribly hot. It's only about 70 degrees in here, but at the same time, 70 degrees isn't 40 degrees. So I'm going to do what we can do. Well, I think I'll end up using all the milk, so I don't have to worry about putting that back in the fridge. The flour will be fine. Alright, that's that. I just want a little bit of flour on it. So this is that same white sauce that I make all the time. Flour doesn't really need to be refrigerated. I do that to keep the bugs and other things out of it. I don't know what other things would be in flour other than bugs, but hey, Alright, so I'm going to start putting some milk in this. There's only a little bit of milk in this jug, so I'll probably use all of it. And you might be going, Stacy, why are you still using that fork? I don't know. Because I can. But look at how the flour gets much, much bigger when you put the milk in it. Power is still off. More milk in there. And about the time it all looks pretty evenly thick or thin or whatever, you just add a little more milk. Put some spices in this. Pepper, garlic, onion powder, and that should do it. This doesn't have to have a whole lot of spices in it. And when it looks evenly thin, or when it all appears to be the same consistency, this is going to have lumps in it. It just is what it is. It's because I'm using a fork and not a spatula. Spice clump. Alright, so I had a little bit of a spice clump there. So I need to add a little more milk, probably the rest of it. I'm going to add the rest of the milk in this container. which is fine. I'm going to stir this up. Yeah, it's going to be about perfect. It's about the perfect amount right there. I'm impressed. All right, so I used up all that jug of milk, so I don't have to put that back in the fridge. Keep stirring. And what I'm going to do now is start adding pieces of American cheese to that milk and butter and flour. Because this is all I've got is this cheap American cheese. So I'm just going to put it in. And it may be good, it may not be. But I'm going to do it anyway. And we want to melt this cheese. It should dissolve. Not like there's much consistency in American cheese. And if you're wondering how much of this the food pantry supplied to me, everything but the spices. Everything but the spices. I did not really pay for, this really didn't cost me anything. Put no cheese in there. In fact, the only thing that really needs to go back into the fridge is cheese. The American cheese. It's the only thing that really needs to go back in the fridge. But I'm going to stir this until the cheese is melted and probably add a few more slices. You might be going, Stacy, is it going to be any good? I don't know. I don't think I've ever done it like this. Add 2 more cheese slices. And I'll stir this up. And probably add the macaroni and hot dogs back in. So there we go. That was 5 pieces of cheese. Then I will add the stuff in, turn the fire up, and we'll see what happens. So here's the bulk of the food. This is actually going to make a lot. Well, hey, if you've got a big family to feed that you need to feed on a budget, this might be the answer, folks. I don't know that it gets much cheaper than this. I'm going to turn up the fire as soon as I get this mixed up. I don't know. What do you think, folks? I'd say if you got a big family to feed and not much money, this might work. What's a pack of hot dogs? You probably get a pack of hot dogs for $2. Sometimes you can find hot dogs for $1. Probably find a box of macaroni, just the box of it for $1.50. Cheese slices, $2 or $3, depending on what you get. Milk, butter. I don't know, folks. I think it's pretty affordable. This looks like it's going to end up being the perfect consistency. And I don't need to be shy on the cheese because honestly, I don't know if it's going to make it back in the fridge. So I'll add another slice. I mean, better to make it, put it in here than let it rot on the counter. As soon as it boils, it'll be done. And then I'll turn off the fire, let it cool off for a minute. And I should have some pretty tasty food, folks. I'm running out of battery, so I hope it boils soon. Alright, I think that's it. It's pretty thick. I am going to let this cool off. And it should thicken up. It is boiling. I believe it's boiling. Yeah, it's boiling. So, alright. Alright, that's boiling. So I'm going to let it cool off, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so this is done. Power's still not on. Hopefully it will be back up by 6 o'clock. Everything in the freezer will be fine anyway, but I could lose everything in the fridge if it's much later than 6. And I could certainly lose this. In fact, I probably will. So I won't be able to refrigerate this in a timely manner. So, but it looks good. It looks tasty. It could have fed me for a couple of days if it weren't for this power outage. It's even a good color. That's kind of cool. Alright, so let me try this. It's still a bit hot, but I am starving. I forgot to put salt in it. Well, I put salt in it in the water, and then I drained the water. It doesn't have any salt in it otherwise. So there's some more salt, and maybe a little more pepper. Nice consistency. I got the consistency perfect, folks. Nice consistency. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, that's good. Alright. I outdid myself with this one. It's too bad I can't make any toast to go with it, but it's in the freezer. I'm not going to take it out. I'm not going to open the freezer door. So that's it for this video, folks. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.